Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce and the Consulate General of the Federal Republic of Germany in Mumbai to our today's session, German Industries in Dialogue with the Government of Gujarat. I'm especially privileged to welcome Neelam Rani. She is the Managing Director of INDXTP. You may wonder what that is, but it is basically the Industrial Extension Bureau of the Government of Gujarat, they are based in Gandhinagar. Then we have a representative of GIDC. The name of the gentleman, I have to admit, is not familiar. We had a change last minute, and Mr. Tenarasan, who was supposed to speak, could not make it, so we have another gentleman with us. Now, Gujarat for Germany is very important because German companies are heavily invested in Gujarat. Of course, we have companies like BASF, like Lanxess, like Shot Glass, like Bosch Rexroth, to name but a few, and we have big plans. As you may know, BASF plans a huge investment of some 3 or 4 billion euros in Gujarat with Adani. And of course, Gujarat has been a strong focus of the German companies. Last year in January, we had Vibrant Gujarat, every 2 years with Prime Minister Modi, and huge investments were announced, and the chairman of BASF, Martin Brudermüller, was there himself, and we could present the engagement of German companies in Gujarat. The focus for German companies is to a certain extent Baroda, where most of the German companies in Gujarat are in one place, but of course we also have quite a few German companies in Ahmedabad. And then German companies are also pretty strongly involved in the Reliance plants, and a lot of support comes from companies like Linde, for instance, and other companies, and therefore Gujarat for German companies is very important, and that is why it's my privilege to have the dialogue today with the government of Gujarat, and so that they can elaborate with us and the companies that are with us on this webinar, where we need more support, more help, so that we can do even more. I would like to stop it at this and now hand over to Dr. Jürgen Mohat, who is our Consul General in Mumbai, also in charge of Gujarat. Jürgen, the floor is yours.
So thank you, Bernhard. I'd like to welcome everybody, and I'd like to welcome my colleague, so to say, Mrs. Neelam Rani, who is the director of Index B, as already introduced by Bernhard. And I learned before that she is actually a colleague from the Diplomatic Service of India. These are the challenges and the opportunities we have. So that is also in our system. It's possible that we change to the trade side, to our offices, and this is quite a change from the normal routines. And I also like to welcome the gentleman from GIDC. So I'm coming regularly to Gujarat because Mr. Steinhucke said it's one of the major investment hubs for German companies. And I have been there in the last half year to be there to see the opening and expansion of German companies who are there for many, many years. And Gujarat is very high on the list, or was very high on the list until recently for expansion. And because a lot of very favorable conditions there. And of course, I understand from many companies, they're also looking for the future to be there and to expand their operations. Even now at the moment, things came a little bit to standstill and maybe delayed. But I can assure you, Gujarat is very high on the agenda when it comes where to go for investments in India, and it has been traditionally a good place where we have been going, and in particular also because the government and the government institutions have been very, very open. So I have been in constant contact with the previous industry commissioner and of course with all the offices of the secretaries, digital secretaries in Ministry of Finance, with the chief secretary for the last 3 years. I haven't met Mrs. Rani in person, unfortunately, but I'm looking forward that this could be done within the next couple of months when things are getting normal. And I also was looking forward to meet Mr. Dr. Gupta, the new industry commissioner, because I have also not met him. And of course, the GIDC persons I have never met before so far. So today is at least a little bit, we wanted to understand from the Gujarat side, how does the Gujarat government see at the moment the circumstances and conditions for doing and restarting business in Gujarat. So we have a kind of feedback from our companies already. And I have to say what all are praising, that most of them are back to business as normal. And what also works very, very well out of Gujarat, I don't have any complaints in this regard, is the logistic chains, in particular when you have to export and import. That obviously the harbors are working excellent, as the companies were used in the past. There were no complaints at all, and there's quite a number of companies who are very strong in exports, and they only just were reconfirming this is perfectly back to normal. However, I have to say also a little bit, of course, would have nice to have more of the government colleagues here. I like to raise on behalf of the industry just 2 or 3 points which could be taken up already besides the points the companies might put forward. There is still, when we understand, a kind of a lockdown which allows only from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. working hours. Is a kind of a night curfew from 9 to 5 in the morning, and thus the day times are rather constrained, which don't allow yet to have 3 shifts. And the time for these shifts, even for 2 shifts to run them, including transport back and forth to the companies, this is something which the companies see as a little bit not enough, and that's what they would appreciate a change. The second issue, which is really pressing because it's for a number of companies are located there, is Chagadia, and it's an effluent pipeline in Chagadia, which has been running into problems, has been stopped and are interrupted in the past, which means interruption for the whole processing of certain plants, and have caused quite a number, not only of lost working days, but of course financial losses. They have been given assurances by GIDC that there would be a replacement, it would be repaired. Unfortunately, this not happened. There was also assurances that now, in view of the monsoon coming, additional guard ponds would be constructed. There is also not there, so our companies are really, really worried at the moment that the productions might be interrupted again, and in particular GIDC did not fulfill at least what has been promised or what has been planned, even with the government and the industry departments so far. And I would be interested to see what are the plans of GIDC to help out. And also our companies have suggested in the past alternatives in ways to assure that the effluent could be processed or could be taken away in a safe way. A second point I have here is also another effluent thing I understand from companies, in particular in the region of Ankleshwar. It's obviously the highest wastewater prices in the country. And although the other companies have been complaining that with this high level of cost, it makes the production there unviable if you come internationally in their pricing, and there should be a way to also to harmonize it on the cost level in other sites, because it would be very pity if companies would have to reconsider relocating from Ankleshwar to other locations. But I think we will have many comments from industries, and now I would like to give the floor to Mrs. Rani and her colleagues.
Thank you, Mr. Morhar. Thank you very much for connecting us with all of the participants and giving us the opportunity to interact you and Mr. Bernard, who is the Director General of Indo-German Chamber of Commerce. You have the problems, whatever you have mentioned, we will take it up very sincerely, very seriously, and assure you for all the possible help and the solutions which can be find out, which can be reached in this context. We would like to share a brief presentation, first of all, with the companies who are the existing one and who must be thinking for expansion, or some other companies who would be wanting to invest in Gujarat. So we will run through the brief presentation of the investment opportunities in Gujarat. Are you all able to see the presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Let me first thank the CG, Federal Republic of Germany, and the Director General for connecting with us and connecting us with our most important people, most important brand ambassador who have their existing setup in Gujarat. So I must say that the Germany is the very, very important partner of India, and we have a very long-standing historical and friendly relations, with shared affinities, principle, and values. And this partnership has been further strengthened by our growing engagements in various sectors, which include economic sector, and the business community is the most important and the critical part of our engagements. If we talk about Gujarat and Germany's relations, I must underline that Gujarat and Germany has a history of warm relations that has been manifested in the faith reposed by the German companies in Gujarat and the investment which has grown manifold in the previous years. I heartily thanks all the investors who are present here and who are the potential one for reposing faith in us. If we talk about Gujarat's socio-economic overview, I would like to highlight that Gujarat's GDP has sustainably grown since last 5 years on the higher pace, in the double-digit pace, that is 13%. The GDP contribute 8% in the national GDPs. We account highest industrial output in the country, that is 17%, and rank first in terms of investment committed in the year 2019. If we talk about the logistic infrastructure, Gujarat has the robust logistic linkages and ranked first for logistic ease across different states, which was taken into account by Government of India in 2019. And this is the matter of proud, and we proudly says that the foreign direct investment in Gujarat has grown manifold. It is 240% in the last year, and Gujarat is the leader in the manufacturing sector, so our GDP accounts 37% for the manufacturing sector. Why Gujarat? This is the most important thing, why Gujarat should be taken into account for the further investment. The confidence of German investors, the ecosystem Gujarat offers, the proactive, stable, and the committed government to establish the ease of doing business. We are the sectoral leader, we are the policy-driven state, and we have the futuristic and robust infrastructure for the future investments in Gujarat. If we talk about the investment in Gujarat, Gujarat has 30 years long-standing relations with Germany. The first notable investment came in 1991 when Bayer set up its first plant in Gujarat. And since then, the economic engagements has grown substantially, and the top Fortune 500 German companies has invested in Gujarat. That include BASF, Bose, Siemens, Bayer, and ThyssenKrupp. The investment in Gujarat has increased manifold. It accounts 2.5 billion euros, including the proposed investments. If we see the presence of German companies in Gujarat, the key sectors are the chemical, petrochemical, ceramic, and glass packaging, pharmaceutical, etc. I must underline the skill availability of the skills in Gujarat. We offer and we support and facilitate the companies to train their staff, to train their labor force as per the requirement of the company, as per the requirement of the matchmaking of the skills. So we have established the Indo-German tool room in Ahmedabad, and one is coming up in Rajkot, which is the state-of-art tool room facility for the production, job work services and training activities for the potential labor force. So this is the center of excellence, and these are the responsive for the labor force for German companies. The slide shows the confidence that has grown substantially for the investment in Gujarat. In 1991 to 2013, we have 5 major players from German side who have set up their base in Gujarat. And that has, over the period of time, this number has grown substantially, and now more than 20 companies are operating in Gujarat. This is the manifestation of the trust and confidence and the government support that government has offered to the companies to come and set up their base and operate with the high return in Gujarat. Next. This is some of the example. This is of the companies operating in Gujarat. These companies have not only invested, this is not the single time invested, many of them have expanded their business or they are thinking to expand their business, which includes BSF, Scott, Siemens, others. So Gujarat offers such an ecosystem, Gujarat offers such an opportunity to the business and the backward and forwarded integration linkages to the business that companies are thinking more and more on expanding their business in Gujarat. Next. If we talk about the ecosystem in Gujarat, I must tell Gujarat is the fully industrially developed state which has statewide natural gas, water and power grid. We have surplus power. Since 2006, our export accounts 20% of India's export, and we cater more than 180 countries across the globe. Gujarat has industrial land. That is the most important factor for the industrial investment. So 33,000 plus hectare land is available for the potential investors in Gujarat. We have robust logistic infrastructure. We have ports. We have 48 large ports handling 40% of the cargo of India. So Gujarat is the gateway to the African countries, Central Europe and Middle East, and more so. We have airports, international and domestic airports, and we have dedicated talent pool through IGTR, ITIs and Center of Excellence, where we cooperate with the company, we support the companies, we financially support the companies to develop the skills, to train the labor force and match with the required skill. Next. Gujarat government is a proactive, stable government, very much friendly for the investments and the pro-investment kind of government. Government of Gujarat time to time have come up with the many path-breaking initiatives which has established ease of doing business in Gujarat, and I'm sure that the companies who are operating in Gujarat must be the testimony of that. We have come up recently, I would like to underline the changes and the ease which we have taken into account. We have come up with the labor laws ordinance, which has exempted the new companies for a period of 1200 days from almost all the labor laws in the states. This is the path-breaking move of the government after post-COVID situation. We have the dedicated nodal officers for the companies at GIDC and Index B. So the companies who are the potential one and who are the existing one, they feel free to contact us. Government of India has reduced the corporate tax from 25 to 15%, and Government of Gujarat had matched up with this provision in full, means 100%. We have come up with the MSME Act, which exempt all MSMEs to obtain approvals for 3 years. The most important thing, the MSME who is wanting to invest in Gujarat, they need not to take any approval for the operation till 3 years of their inception. We have come up with the Gujarat Land Bank system, which is the digitized and GIS based land data, where we have provided the details of the vacant plots. It's a plot wise detail basically, The vacant plot, the occupant, all have been shown, and the potential land which is available to the investors. It includes the private industrial park, GIDCs, other textile parks, special economic zone, all the industrial land which is available in Gujarat. The potential investors can just log in, they can click, and they can get the information regarding the available land in Gujarat. Gujarat is the top performer in the water management. We have labor peace. We have the single window system in place where we provide access to the 120 applications of the 15 departments, and under this platform we have processed since till now 450,000 applications single-handedly. We have dedicated desks, and this all the environment and all kind of this government's efforts and support and the ecosystem which we have provided, that the confidence of the investors has grown very high. We are the sector. We are the national leader in the some sectors that accounts automobile, auto parts, pharma, medicals, chemical, petrochemical, gem jewelry, textile, garments, apparel, ceramic goods. Gujarat provide a developed value chain to the investors, right from the raw material to the finished good. We have the developed chain. We have the robust ancillary to support the big investment in Gujarat. And Gujarat has been able to provide this backward integration in a successful way to all the potential investors. We have sector-specific industrial infrastructure that includes PCPIR for chemical sectors, Mandal Vechraji, this is for automobile, Dream City for diamond, textile parks. We are coming up with a medical device and API park that has been sanctioned by Government of India, and we will be coming up with the common facilities which would be readily available to the potential investors in the sector of medical devices and pharmaceuticals. Gujarat is at 23% India's waterfront with 40% cargo handling that give the gateways and give the opportunity to the companies to export. So we have the skilled manpower, that we provide the skilled manpower, we train our skilled manpower through ITI Center of Excellence and the collaboration and the institute which has been established with the collaboration of the governments of foreign governments to provide the matchmaking to the companies. We are coming up with some more focus sectors, the emerging sectors in Gujarat, for which we have made the dedicated policy, we have dedicated incentives, and the structural package we have offered to these sectors that include electronics, ESDMs, IT, defense, aerospace, and renewable energy. Government of Gujarat is promoting the renewable energy sector at the great level. So we are looking forward to get the investment in this sector also. Gujarat is a policy-driven state. It's needless to mention that the companies who have connected with us today, they are the testimony of that Gujarat has been a policy-driven state, and we have provided the level playing field to all the investors equally. So we provide fiscal and non-fiscal incentives under our policies that include GST, VAT, reimbursement, and stamp duty, etc., and many other packages, many other assistance in terms of the subsidies, in terms of the technical support, in terms of the skill training support, etc. We provide support to our investors and do hand-holding with them. Next.
Mrs. Rani, I have to look a little bit for the time, because we also want to have opportunity your colleague from the GIDC
This is the last slide. This is the last slide.
Okay, please.
This is the last slide. This is the infrastructure that is available in Gujarat. The DMICs and DFC, this is coming up, and the 36% of the dedicated freight corridor area falls in Gujarat. The Gift City, we have the world-class infrastructure for the offshore business of fintech and IT. High-speed rail would be passing through Gujarat. We have Dream City. We have Dholera, which is the largest industrial destination for the companies, potential companies. We have greenfield ports and unconventional energies. We have 5,000 megawatt solar park to come up in Kutch, and others also. So this is from my side, and this is the ecosystem which Gujarat offers to industries. Now we can take up with the specific issues, and I request GIDCs to take the floor. Thank you.
Yeah, please. Mr. Worley, please go ahead.
We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. You have to unmute yourself, sir.
Mr. Worley, you are not audible. Not audible. Phone करो ना, हरेश, उनका नंबर है. बीच में क्लिक मत किया करो. When somebody is presenting, don't click बार-बार. Distract करता है.
Check your WhatsApp. I sent you something from Roshni.
In the meanwhile, if I might just make a announcement to the companies, Mr.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah. Myself, Varli, Chief Engineer from GIDC. I would like to state the actions taken report for the Jhagadia line. Ma'am, we have taken to ensure that there is no breakdown in the effluent disposal line. The team has been engaged. The pumping machineries have been put in order. And recently, the Government of Gujarat has sanctioned the primary treatment plant and other ancillary units to be put at Jhagadia at the cost of 46 crore, where subsidy to the tune of about 25 crores would be coming from the Government of India. So we will be taking it up immediately. As far as the other replacing of line is concerned, we have received the tenders for the replacement of valves and the guard pond. We have already received the tenders. We are processing soon, and in few days we will be taking up the project, ma'am. And I hope. Hello. Hello.
Yes. Please go ahead.
Yeah. And with these actions, I hope the industry is not put at hardship, and will be always there to ensure the industry runs 24/7. That's it. As for the other concern was there for the affluent treatment charges at the NCTL, that is Ankleshwar. The issue has been deliberated in the NCTL board, and we will come with the resolution very soon to ensure that the industry is not put into hardship.
I hope, Mr. Murhan, you have got the answer for the GID issues. Mr. Morhad, can you hear me, please?
I can hear you. Yes, please.
I hope he has addressed all your concerns which you have expressed in the first of our the start of our webinar. If any further question, you please take forward.
Yeah, now we have a question coming in, and I would ask my colleagues to read them out, the questions which are put forward by the companies, please. Mira?
Yes.
Yes. So good afternoon to all. This is just a little for the companies. I mean, please, there's a chat box on the right-hand side, the panel, control panel on your screen. Please place your questions there. As of now, we have just one question, Mr. Mohar, and this is from Loish Project Services. They want to know how they can or where they can download the updated industrial policies if available. Ma'am, can you help with that?
Yes,
Updated
I would like to, yes, I would like to answer. We have our website, IndexB website. So anybody can log in the IndexB website on Google, and they can get all the updated information of the prevailing policies on this given website. We are coming up with the new policy soon that will also be updated on the website. So I advise all the participant companies to visit our Index B website time to time to get the information of any kind. The government has come up with the new packages. Government has come up with the new provisions of the industrial system or the policy which is to be known by them. So please refer our website. So I have put my email ID also in the chat box. I hope everybody can see it, and I request all the participants to have a note of my email address. Any of the problem in future also, please feel free to contact me. You can send your issues through email. We will be taking it up with the concerned agencies, concerned departments, and try to get the resolution at the earliest.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. Maybe we can also get the contacts of the person from GIDC for the companies, if that's possible.
I'm not, what exactly you want, ma'am?
Contact details for the companies. If they would like to contact somebody from GIDC, that would be really helpful for us as well.
For
Yes,
GIDC also, I would like to say you get the contact detail of GIDC, but in case you do not get your response in time, we are the single stop solution for the Government of Gujarat for facilitating the business. So every issues pertaining to any agency, any department can be forwarded to it. So you can forward the GIDC issues also to us. We will be tying up with the concerned agency, whether it is GIDC or others, and we'll be convening a meeting for both the companies. So you can send all the problems to us or the GIDC as you feel.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. That's perfect. All right. So we have some more questions coming in. I'll just read them out. This is from Ryoshling. They say we need industrial waste treatment plants to be established in every industrial estate, and users can be charged. Would you like to comment on that, please?
They want to set up the common effluent plant, right?
Yes, industrial waste treatment plants to be established in every industrial estate.
There is a government provision and policy on that. If they want to establish, they have to come up with the proposal, or they can send it, or they want us to establish, or they themselves want to establish.
No, the question is that it should be established from the government side, if there's any support that they can seek from that front.
Fine, they can write to us. I would like to take the issues and then we'll take it up with the concerned departments, how we can provide the help and how we can come up with the kind of facilities they are seeking from the government. We will be sharing all the provisions with them at the government front also, and with the collaboration of private also, whatever policy stands we have, we will be sharing, and the upcoming projects in that area is coming, then we'll be sharing the information of that also. So please, you can send us the detail on our given email IDs.
As far as the GIDC, hello. As far as GIDC is concerned, we ensure that where there is a chemical estate, we put the CETP in the chemical estate to ensure the effluent is treated and disposed. We have CETP at Sarigam, Vapi, Ankleshwar, Dahej. We have 2 CETPs, 40 MLD each. Even in Vatwa, the CETP is being looked after the association. So wherever there is a chemical industry, the government ensures, or the association or GIDC, we take up the CETP immediately as the industry come up.
I hope your question is replied. Because our GIDC estate already has this facility in place at the specifically at the chemical region. So we have this facility in place in advance. If they want to know some more information about that, about the other plants outside GIDC or the government provisions to set up the plant, or the provisions at the part of the private industries to set up this kind of facilities, so they can approach us. We will be sharing all the relevant information with them in the due course.
Sure. Thanks, ma'am. We will get we'll get more details from the company, and either they will contact you directly or we'll be in touch with you for their request. Yeah, going forward, the next question is from Millecron. They say we are a multinational company in Vatva. Our sewage disposal system is horrible. We face huge problems. Request some senior person to evaluate and correct it immediately. That will be a huge help. Continued from there, they also say lots of water gets clogged during monsoon, even if there's 30 minutes of rain. Ma'am, can you please comment on that?
I think this issue pertains to GIDC. If Mr. Varle can throw some light on the issue and the facilities of drainage and GIDC.
Ma'am, can you tell me the industry is located which of the estate of the Ahmedabad, whether it is a Vatva, Naroda, Odo?
It's Vatva. This is what they are talking about. Vatva GIDC. Vatva
we have for the madam is talking for the sewage, I hope.
Yes, that's right. Sewage disposable system.
The effluent disposal line has been put in order for the sewage. I'll get back to the industry and ensure the issue is resolved.
Okay, thank you, sir. We will also send these queries anyway directly to you all to get a more detailed response. Yeah. Okay, next question comes from Bosch Rexroth. They have requested a movement of employees and staff buses during night curfew time. Would that be possible?
Definitely, we will be taking it up with our higher-ups, the concerned authorities. I would like to request the company to send their request to me on Index B website, Index B email. So we will take it up and we'll come up with some of the. We will try to get some relaxation for the company. We'll request from our side how the government can address this issue. This is very important for us. Please share the details with us. Which company, where you want, and how you want. You want in 3 shifts. From what time to what time you would like to have the permission. So with some specific details, if you will come up, we will be taking it up with the concerned.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, the next question, Mr. Banerjee from Lanxess, could you please elaborate on your question so that I can read it out accordingly? Yeah. The other one is currently due to curfew during 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning, we are not able to run the factory, and more particularly production for export orders is interrupted. Is there going to be any change in that policy going forward?
We go as per the guideline of Ministry of Home Affairs of India. So this curfew and this night curfew has been put in place as per the guidelines issued by Ministry of Home Government of India. So but if some they are facing some difficulty to fulfill their commitments to the foreign clients and they want some relaxation in that, I would request them to again send the specific request to us, company-wise request, so that I can take it up with the concerned authorities. I can request and I can explain about the difficulties, hardship faced by the industries in that way, in that context, and we will be taking it up. You please share company-wise details, who wants what kind of relaxation. So we'll be taking it up and get back to you in due course of time.
Sure, thank you very much, ma'am. Another request of relaxation is to extend the Gujarat Government Factories Act till the end of the year, which currently is valid only till 19th of July. This request also comes from Bosch. Is there any further notification on the relaxation of this act? Gujarat Government Factories Act.
Okay, they want the extension till what time? Can you
till the end of the year? Till the end of the year.
Okay. Okay. Again, we will take it up with the concerned department and we'll put the request forward and we'll request to take a note of that in the view of the post-COVID scenario. So if you can share with us the list of the relaxation which is to be sought by the companies, we'll be really thankful to get it, and we'll definitely get back to you on this.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. The next question again refers to Vatva GIDC. This is now regarding roads which are in horrible condition and water supply is very less. Kindly help in setting this right. Mr. Varley, maybe you could respond there.
Yeah, madam, the roads, they have taken up the concreting of the roads, and wherever the roads are left out, we will ensure the roads are taken up by the concerned association. The Vatva association is doing it, and I'll see that the roads to the industry leading to there are done well in time. As far as the water supply is concerned, presently the bore-based water supply scheme is running. If there is a shortfall, as you have mentioned, I'll get back to the industry and see that what best we can do to ensure the supply is as per the requirement of the industry.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So
Yeah.
it would be good to also get some timelines, to find the solution so that the companies know when things would improve for them. Yeah.
Surely, ma'am, I will interact with the companies and the association thereof. We are presently looking after the infrastructure and we'll expedite the matter. With the we will ensure you the timeline also.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, the next question is for Ankleshwar GIDC. It says we face a lot of water logging problem in monsoon and stoppage of discharge of treated wastewater. Can you help there, Mr. Varley?
Ma'am, as far as treated wastewater is concerned, are you talking about the STP or CETP? Because where there is STP as well as CETP. If as far as CETP is concerned, now we have adequate capacity in the CETP because of the Jagadia line has been disconnected and it has a dedicated line. So CETP can take care of the affluent. And as for the water logging in concern, we have already initiated our actions to ensure that during this monsoon there is no water logging in the area. The work has been commenced on the field, ma'am.
Okay, so Mr. Kapoor, you had requested this question. Maybe you want to give a little more details, or if your question has been answered, then we can move forward. Yeah.
Meera, if I can just interrupt, I'm aware about this case. This is referring here to CEPT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, moving ahead, we have a question from Lanxess. They have requested if you could, Mr. Varley, could give some details on timelines and specific actions taken on the deep sea discharge pipeline.
Ma'am, initially I have already mentioned it. The actions have been taken. We have received the tenders and shortly the work order shall be given to the agencies. As far as putting the primary treatment plant and other allied infrastructure at Jagadia is concerned, Government of Gujarat recently, few days back, has sanctioned the project. So that also we are taking up immediately. And during this monsoon, we have made the roads along the treatment pipeline so that any exigency comes, the vehicle and manpower are moved immediately. These are the actions we have initiated and to ensure the industry runs 24/7, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. So that brings us to the end of the question and answer. I mean, there are no more questions unless Ashumi, you'd like to bring up any specific issues.
Yes. I have a few questions that I have received. This one is from the company Röschling. In continuation of your last suggestion regarding waste treatment center in every district of the industrial estates, now the company has a suggestion. Other than chemical waste, there are other wastes, rubber, plastics, oil, non-recyclable waste. As per the GSPCL, we have to work with approved vendors for disposal. But for example, waste of glass reinforced plastic materials to be incinerated, we have to send it all the way to Vapi or Maharashtra. There has to be one in every district. This is important to ensure pollution control. Our wastes are not much, so no point in setting up our own. Most small companies just throw away the waste. So maybe if you would like to say something on this. I would suggest GIDC to respond on this.
We have solid waste disposal sites in the estate like Vapi. We have a solid waste disposal site when the solid waste disposals can be sent off to over there. At Dahej we have solid disposal site, and in Saurashtra also we have disposal sites which are run by the private players. So these are the few of the disposal sites which are running. Also the disposal site which is run by the Naroda is there. The industry, they are the authorized to take the solid waste as per the GPCB standards. As far as you have mentioned that this site should be available in all the districts, we will take up with the government to see what best we can do to the industries.
Okay, sir, thank you. The company mentioned is located in Vadodara, so therefore their concern was that they have to send it all the way to Vapi or Maharashtra. The company again has another question. Sorry, yes, please.
For Vadodara, if they can, there is a disposal site coming out near this Dahej soon. So in few days or few months, they need not have to go to Maharashtra also.
Okay, thank you. There's another question from the same company. They say that the companies have to depend on migrant labor because of insufficient number of trained technicians. A few Indo-German tool rooms and operator training centers in Vadodara will be a blessing for these companies.
We have noted the point. We have noted the point. We will try to mobilize. We will try to ensure that this issue is addressed.
We have skill upgradation centers across the various estates, and as you have mentioned, we will take up with the concerned agency to ensure that the people are trained as per the requirement of the industry over there.
Okay, thank you. There's another question, again from the same company. Power surplus is there, but maintenance and repair works on weekends by MGVCL leads to shutdown of our production lines. We lose money and raw material there. So, can MGVCL put in ring main systems in industrial estates to give uninterrupted power?
Yes, we will take it up. Take it up this issue with MGVCL, and we will put your request forward so that if any kind of repairing work is to be done, it can be done with the uninterrupted power supply to the industries in the region. We will take it up and we'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you. There's yet another question. Sorry, no, I think I've covered all the questions by this company. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. There's one last question. Can we request for fast processing of new MSME applications? New application forms as per new policy is not available on the website still.
We have our single window portal, that is IFP portal, investment facilitation portal, wherein we have given the link to register the MSME application. The format has been already existing on the portal. So the investors who wants to set up an MSME, he has to simply click on the link. They have to fill up all the information, sort under this format, simply submit and get the acknowledgement receipt. That is, acknowledgement receipt will act as an all the approval for next 3 years. This is the procedure. They can visit our IFP portal, investment facilitation portal of Government of Gujarat. We are sharing. In the chat box also.
As far as GIDC is concerned, we give priorities to the MSME, and we have MSME special parks across Gujarat. They can directly log to our site and apply for the plots and sheds which we have readily available in the estates.
Okay, we'll discuss this with the company and then come back to you if we have any further hiccups here. Thank you. Meera, do you have any other questions? I see one has come in from Lufthansa, if you would like to read it out.
Yes, no, that Mr. Steinecker will touch upon that. One is, we have two more questions. One is from Bosch Rexroth. They say we are located on Sanand Vikramgam Highway. Do you have any plan to set up a fire station near Sanand or Sanand GIDC?
Yes,
please.
yes,
Please attend
yes, ma'am. We have, sir. Yes, ma'am. We have a plan of setting a fire station in Sanand GIDC.
Okay, and when, by when would that be functional? Do you have any timeline?
It would take about a year, ma'am. 9 months to 1 year.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. And one question is, Lanxess is seeking the contact person for CSR activities for skill development in Jagadia. Ma'am, can you support with some contact person in that on that front?
Yes, we have our CSR office. We will be connecting the company with CSR office for the activity that they want to undertake under this. So please, you can send an email to us. We will be connecting you with the concerned CSR agency for the further action to be taken.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now I would like to request you to unlist the problems of the companies, or if they like to contact us individually, that is also welcome. We shall be thankful if you can consolidate the questions raised by the companies during this meeting. We would be happy to address all of the questions, all of the issues and the hardship faced by them. We will be taking it up, these issues with GIDC, CSR, with the other offices concerned. So please, one-to-one means like in a chronological order, if the companies can consolidate, or you can consolidate, or they can want to contact individually, they can contact us individually also. We will consolidate. So please come up with a list so that we can take it up as early as possible, and we can get back to the companies again.
Yes, ma'am. We will send you consolidated queries from the companies, because that will be easier also to keep track of the same. So yes, we are done with the questions now. I mean, hand over to Mr. Mohad and Mr. Steinecker for the, Mr. Mohad, any closing remarks, and Mr. Steinecker for the vote of thanks. Thank you.
No, I would like to thank all the participants. So today we had more questions than anticipated. Thank you, Mrs. Rani and Mr. Tannarasan for taking this up. We will do from the chamber side together with the consulate. We will try to do a follow-up with you, see how far we could implement some changes which have been requested, would be very mostly welcome. And I also would like to make the point that skilling is of course of utmost importance, right? And I was very happy to hear that their second German tool room should be or would be operated soon in Rajkot. And we also should look into what kind of partnerships we could get with the chamber. Ms. Bernhard, you can elaborate on this here also, in order to train and skill more people on a higher level, and how to cooperate with the state of Maharashtra and this concerns. And then of course there's something I would like to mention also. You should take it up on a very high level in Delhi, is we need, even we have a lot of understanding for the interruption of international flights, we need opportunities to bring also experts to German companies back. It's not enough that we have repatriation flights out, but even I have requests from Indian companies located in Gujarat. They also need German technicians, German maintenance staff, German personnel back, and we have to find a way to really open up during, even with this limited possibilities we have at the moment, that this might be possible. That is really of utmost importance. It could be done on a bilateral level. That's from my side. So, and thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to meet you all in person, hopefully soon. And now I'd like to pass on to Bernhard for closing the session.
Yeah, thank you very much. Before closing the sessions, I also have 2 points that I wanted to raise. One point is actually from Lufthansa, And that is the point that Lufthansa, as you may know, has flights from Mumbai to Frankfurt, where they basically fly out German and European nationals who have to fly back to Germany. And this is a special allowance by the Indian government to have these flights. Those are not regular flights, but those are basically special flights. And there are quite a few of these nationals that they are flying out who are actually in Gujarat, in Baroda, in Ahmedabad. Now, there are no regular flights either by Air India or Vistara from Ahmedabad or Baroda to Mumbai, so that they can then catch the Lufthansa flight. So that would be one of the areas where maybe you could look into, so that the flights, regular flights from Ahmedabad and Baroda to Mumbai are there, so that the German and other European nationals who then catch the Lufthansa flight to Frankfurt can catch these flights. Yeah, that is one point. The other point, which Jürgen Mohat has mentioned, is the requirement for special experts to run plants, to put up plants. Ms. Rani, you have a clarification question? Sorry. Ms. Rani, anything to clarify?
I think that this airline and this civil this issue pertains to the Government of India, and the state government hardly have any say in operating the flights. So still we can collect the information from Government of India if they have allowed any airlines from Ahmedabad, Baroda, or what exactly the stand of Government of India. We will be sharing the information after seeking this information from Government of India. But I would like to highlight, and I would like to state that the Government of Gujarat, means as a state government, we do not have much to ensure on this airline issues, because it pertains to Government of India. But we'll collect the information.
That is very clear. But since the flights are out of your state, and you have good contacts, Gujarat has good contacts straight to Mr. Modi, I'm sure you can do something. Now, the other point which Jürgen Mohat has raised is the topic on experts who are needed to put up plants, machines, etc. And there is actually a directive from the 1st of June from the Ministry of Home Affairs where special allowance is given to get these experts into the country for foreign businessmen who have to come to India on chartered planes, then foreign healthcare professionals who are supposed to help put up pharmaceutical plants or medical equipment plants, then for foreign engineers to restart foreign plants where the foreign national experts are needed to get the plants restarted, and foreign technicians for Indian plants. And for instance, for the Reliance plants, there are foreign experts needed to put up certain machineries, to get up certain machineries running in Gujarat. Now, for these foreign experts, and now I come to your specific past, one needs visas. And the visas at the moment in Germany are not issued regularly. There is a challenge, of course, like we all know, with the diplomatic missions. On the other hand, in Germany, as you may know, the embassy and the consulates are operative. Like all the offices in Germany are operative. We never had a lockdown. So basically, it's still operative. Therefore, if the Indian government and the Ministry of Home Affairs, with that special permission, wants foreigners to come to get these plans going, they have to be able to come. That's one point on the airlines. With whom should they fly? And the second point is about the visas. And the third point is about the requirement for quarantine. In Gujarat, we have the 2 weeks home quarantine requirements for anyone who comes from abroad or from outside, which is understandable. But when you have a foreign expert who is supposed to come in and maybe needs 2 weeks to put up a machine, if he then first has to go in 2 weeks quarantine, then he puts up the machine 2 weeks, and then he goes back and has quarantine requirements again in the country where he goes back. For a work of 2 weeks, he's stuck 6 weeks. And therefore, the question is whether, for instance, in Gujarat, it would be possible for these foreign experts, if they show a negative certificate, that they are corona negative, if then the 2-week home quarantine requirement could be waived.
Yes, Mr. Bernhard,
so those are two specific.
I will discuss this issue with the competent authority. The submissions you have made, I have taken a note of that. We will definitely be discussing. We will be presenting for the hardship and for the functional requirement of the industrial units who need to have these professionals to start their business. I cannot assure you for this, but definitely I will be discussing with the competent authority so that your presentation can be made in letter and script.
Of course. No, we very much appreciate it. Of course, we're also taking it up with Invest India, and we appreciate all the support by the central government, by the regional governments, because we are all working on one purpose. We want that India prospers. We want that India gets back on track. We want that the German companies are successful in India, because only then we will all be successful together. And therefore, we see this pandemic as an opportunity, how we can foster our relationship. And this is why this webinar today was very much appreciated. Your commitment, your support is very much appreciated. And that the fact that you've been here with us today to listen to our companies, to listen to the grievances, and to offer your support is very much appreciated. And of course, we all hope that this strange, unusual time gets over soon, because we all want to come back to some normal life. We know that unless a vaccination is found, and maybe it's found together with Indian companies, looks quite good actually when I look at what the Serum Institute and Poonawallas are doing in Pune, quite remarkable. But unless this is found, the coronavirus will be with us. So we have to see how we can live with it, how we can manage a fairly normal life with this kind of challenge. But I think it is possible, and many countries in the world are showing already that it is possible, and I'm sure it also will be possible in India. But for that, we all have to work together, and this webinar today was just one of the small steps we are making. So we are very thankful for you, for your support, and for your commitment to help us, even if it is not in a webinar like this, but even when we write to you, we're all only a mouse click away, as we are saying. And Indo-German Chamber of Commerce has been in India now for almost 65 years. And we are the world's largest German binational chamber. We are representing 6,000 companies, more than almost 2,000 German companies that are active in India, that are very successful, employing hundreds of thousands of people. And therefore, we want to continue this unique success story, and for that we have to work together, and this is why we appreciate your support very much. Thank you very much also, Jürgen, for your support. Always we are hand in hand, your team, and thank you for the members and the non-members that are there with us on this call now. We are here for you, as you know, in good and in not so good times, and we will be there for you in times to come. So thank you very much, all the best, and have a nice weekend. It's coming up also. All the best. Bye-bye. Thank you, Mr. Marhad. Thank you, Mr. Bernhard. Thank you very much. We are looking forward again meeting you and your companies with the resolution of these issues today raised, and with some more issues if they are having or they want some further assistance from the government, we will be happy to extend. So looking forward again meeting you all. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best, and wishing you very good health during this time. Thank you very much.
Same to you. Stay healthy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Well, thank you everybody from Team IGCC.
Thank you, Mr. Mohad. Bye-bye. Bye.
Danke, Jürgen.